do not be afraid of failure. I think that's what helped me. When at one point I realized, I will fail no matter what. There will come a point in your journey that you will fail, but failure is not as for me, I don't look at it as negative. It's a learning. And so what will I learn about that? And then how can I improve?
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I'm bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Liza Pierce, who is the author of a Maui blog and the co-host of the Maui Life Podcast. Welcome, Liza.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm
I've
so
been
excited to
watching
talk
your
with you.
YouTube, by the way. So I'm just want to tell you, I really am enjoying all the interviews. So I'm excited that I'll be the interviewee too.
Oh my goodness. So you're part of an illustrious list of people who have done these interviews now. I'm so honored that you've been spending time to watch them. So of course you know that the first question here is what's your favorite donut?
Yes, yes. And I have two kinds of favorite. From the childhood favorite, I would say those donut halls. And my memories are Dunkin' Donut holes and a variety of them. So I would want a box with variety, with sprinkles, with chocolate, and all that. So it just brings good memories when I think about those donuts. But now that I'm living here in Hawaii, um, I actually would go for malasadas, the local kind donut. And I remember Kamaka mentioned that too in his interview, right?
He
So
did.
it's got filling, could be lilikoi, could be ube, and yeah, it's just delicious donut. So I encourage everyone who's visiting here to try that donut.
Okay, next time I'm in Hawaii, I need to try malasadas because it sounds like they're filled with all kinds of flavors that are new to me also. So
Yeah.
that's so exciting. It is funny how like a lot of times donuts bring back a memory from childhood, and sometimes people's favorites from when they were younger isn't what it is today.
Mhm.
But I find a lot of people have like childhood associations with this dessert. So.
Yes.
That's really fun. So I said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Okay. To start with, I am an encourager. So I love encouraging people and inspiring people to live the best life they have. So, aside from that, I'm also an introvert by nature, which makes it interesting because now my job is I am a digital marketer. I do content creation and I do a lot of videos and I do podcasts. And so when people learn that I'm an introvert, it's kind of like, you don't look much of an introvert to me, but I am really by nature an introvert person. What else? I am married. I'm a wife, and I have two children, adult children, and they are my pride and joy. I love being a mom. Um, I love people and studying human behavior, which led me to taking psychology in college. So my major is psychology in college. And that helps a lot too with my blogging and podcast, because I love observing people. And so I think that kind of helped me with that area in the blogging and podcast, like what you said. What else can I share with you? Okay. Oh, important one. I live here on Maui. I'm originally from the Philippines. I came to Maui in 1994, and I've been living here in Kihei, Maui since then. And I love living in one of the best places to live on earth.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what a way to explain yourself. I mean, it's like I'm just so excited to start asking you questions about all of this, but it makes me so happy to hear like you have so much joy about your background, it seems like. So um, let me reset this for people who've never seen a Take the Donut interview before. What is this conversation all about? So Take the Donut for me is another way to say carpe diem. It's all about going after the things that you want in life. So when I was in college, I left an actual donut on a table and it became an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave opportunities behind. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take the donut. I'll link a video here for those who want to see the origin story of that whole situation. But basically, this conversation is all about going after what you want in life. And what does that really look like when we go to do it, practically speaking? So let me ask you this. How are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you?
Well, for me, it's a journey. I'm more of a marathon kind of journey trying to achieve my goal instead of a sprint. So it's a process. I like that saying that, when they say, okay, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So I think that's what happened with me is I have a goal, then I would have to okay, for example, there's a goal. I love reading books. I love learning from other people. So I start with that. When I have a goal, when I have something that I want to achieve, I read books, I learn, and then I grow, and then I take steps. And so, yeah, and that's how it is with my blogging, with podcasts, and with writing a book.
Okay. So what a it sounds like you're really productive when you set your mind to do something. So when you have a really big goal, if there are ever moments where your energy is kind of getting lower in the process, or you know that it's going to take a really long time to get there, what do you do to stay motivated? What keeps you motivated?
For me, it's gratitude. Actually, I have to remember that I have so much blessing that whenever I'm discouraged, I look at, okay, what do I have right now in the moment? What can I use to overcome this discouragement or, this thing that challenges me? Then I can achieve that goal.
So you root it in gratitude along the way. Do you find that like is there a consistent gratitude practice that you have that helps stave off the like motivation flagging to begin with, or is it something where you do extra in those moments when you're feeling low?
I do a lot of journaling. And so it's that with the journaling, as I go through the process, I can look back when I'm discouraged and see how far I've come.
Hmm.
And so that's one thing that kind of keeps me going is, okay, I know that it seems like I'm not achieving something, but when I look back, I will see that, oh wow, I've done so much that I became, encouraged just by reading and writing.
Beautifully said. So, and you had mentioned in that answer this idea of challenges coming up, and it happens for most of us, right? We try to start doing something, and at some point, an obstacle comes in our way. For you, is there a particular brand of challenge that just keeps coming up over and over again, no matter what you're doing? Like, is there an Achilles heel that you have to contend with every time?
It's actually time because I have so many ideas in my mind that I don't have time to do all of them. So the challenge is which one should I say yes to and which ones should I say no? So I have to learn how to say no to things that, I have to prioritize basically. So right now I still work full time. So all this blogging and podcast and writing a book are all side hustles for me. And so I have to manage my time. Okay, I have to focus first and foremost with my full-time job. And then on the side, I do all this, passion projects that I have.
Oh my goodness, time is tricky for all of us, isn't it? Especially when you have a full-time job and you're doing what for some people is also a full-time job with
Yes.
your side
Yes.
hustle. That's a lot. And you have a family. I mean, there's so much to do in any given day. So if you think back on your life, this could be a personal or professional answer. What would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken?
Um, well, one of them is being a mother. So that's a big donut that I cherish and love. And then another one is writing and publishing a book, because I never thought I would have published a book. If you told me that like many years, before this, I would say, no, there's no way I can be an author. But I was able to do it. And so, yeah, want to hear a story and how that happened?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Okay. So, like what I said, gratitude is when it all started. I am living here on Maui. And so I'm so grateful. I'm originally from the Philippines. I came here and I just love living here. And so, yeah, I just started talking about Maui to everybody I know. So, we were talking about challenges. So, in the season of my life, and my kids were young, but we also live on Maui, which is very expensive. I have to work full time. And so when I was working full time and then I was taking care of the kids, I realized, I don't have much time cultivating friendship with other moms. So I missed that part. And at the time, this was around 2005, mommy blogging was a popular one, right? So they have a lot of mommy bloggers. And so I just started blogging and developed friendships with other moms. And then, yeah, just kind of like also a catharsis, kind of like when tired and all that, the kids are asleep, I just start blogging. And when I started my blog, a lot of moms would also ask me about Maui because I live on Maui. So when they're coming to visit, they have friends visiting, they come. And so I told myself, well, might as well write a blog about Maui. So I started, aside from the mommy blog, I started a Maui blog.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started. The blog became popular, that it was voted best local blog here on Maui for 6 consecutive years with the Maui Time. And I just love helping people. And so I thought, okay, blogging is the goal. But then there was one time when there's travel guidebook that visitors love, but locals are kind of like hesitant recommending it. And for some reason, I started thinking, well, a local should write a Maui a Maui guide, so that we can help tourists coming here visiting, right? And so I was thinking, who would be the best one to write? Who can write that book? And then I was like, well, maybe I should try. So that's a donut right there.
It sure
I
is.
take it or not, right? And but I was thinking, okay, well, English is my second language. I cannot do that. I'm not an author, I'm not a journalist, I'm not a writer. So I hesitated. But then again, like what you're saying, take the donut. So thinking about it, okay, I took the donut. That was 2017. But halfway there, I got discouraged. I had what do they call it? The syndrome, imposter syndrome. I was thinking, well, you know what? I don't think I can finish this. So I kind of put it aside. And then COVID happened. And with COVID, there is a need for a guide specific to that situation. Because now there's like all that regulation about visiting Maui. And as I said before, I love helping, I love encouraging people. Maui's economy was kind of like a hard time at that time because, tourism got shut down during COVID. So we need to recover. So I decided, okay, the book really needs to be out there. I added some of the requirements that people need to know to help them as they come visit. And so I just publish it. And when I published it, I was surprised that actually people enjoyed reading it. And it became a bestseller in Amazon too.
Oh my
I
goodness.
was like, okay, so when I was reviewing these questions, I was like, yeah, that's a donut that I took that yeah, I was hesitant, but I took it anyway, and it happened.
I love it. And it's one donut, but it's actually a whole series of many donuts. And it took, so what, you started the blog started in
Hmm.
2005, you
Yes.
said? And so that's really 15 years to see it mature into the biggest donut it could be, or who knows, maybe it's still going somewhere. I actually don't know. Like this might not be the end of the road for this donut. Um, but it is funny how sometimes these things that we're supposed to do start with us saying, somebody should really do this.
Yes.
And then you realize if I feel that strongly about it, maybe that person should be me. And you figure out what you need to do to get there. It's such a good story. So,
Thank you.
what are you working on now? What's a donut that's in progress for you?
So that book that I published was like what I said, it has a lot of the COVID restrictions that the tourists need to know, the visitors need to know. So now that there's no more of that, I have to write the second edition. So that's the challenge, is writing the second edition of the book. And I've been working on it. And yeah, just managing the time, finding the time to do it. And also the problem now is because I published the first one, um, there's that pressure that the second edition has to be better. And that's a hard one. Because like now I'm having this, okay, this is not good enough. I cannot publish this yet, you know. And I have to tell myself, just do what you can and just finish it up and just publish it. And then
Mm.
we also had that challenge or the tragedy about the Lahaina fire. And so I have to incorporate, I have to revise some of the book because a lot of like restaurants closed, you know, because of that. And so there's revision that I have to do. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now is the second edition. And then also the podcast, because we just started the podcast. It's called Maui Life. And the long title is actually Maui Life with Shane Perry and Auntie Pineapple. And Auntie Pineapple is me.
Hmm.
And
Oh
there's
my
a
goodness.
story to that Auntie Pineapple because, as I said earlier, I'm actually an introvert person. And so when but I do digital marketing as a profession. So there was a time when I realized that, you know, digital marketing, you really have to do videos. And I didn't want to do videos. I didn't want to show up myself on a video, right? But I'm training the agents in our office that they should be doing videos when they promote their, you know, listings and all that. But I have to do it in order to show them how to do it to be effective. And I have to be a good, you know, leader. I have to kind of know what I'm doing. So I was talking to my brother on the phone and I was sharing this struggle. I said, I really don't want to do it. I'm shy. You know, I said, I might as well be anti pineapple when I do the video. And my brother said, why don't you be anti pineapple? It was just like a joke for me. And so I was like, okay, anti pineapple will be my alter ego. And so anti-pineapple, whenever I do like video, practicing the video, I took on a persona as anti-pineapple. And she's the fun one, the brave one, not afraid. And yeah, and I did it. And now I'm okay with being on a video.
It's such an interesting strategy because I think, again, this conversation is all about going after things you want. And a lot of times that's scary. That's not easy to do. And, but the thing we want is on the other side of getting over that fear.
Mhm.
So you found this way of bridging that gap. You found
Yeah.
this way of saying, well, if I can just, in the moments where I'm feeling nervous, if I can be this alter ego, I can turn up the parts of myself that are required for that,
Hmm. Yes.
and maybe it's easier to fill that role. So, oh, it's so good. Well, there are probably people who are watching this who have a donut of their own that they want to take, and maybe it's still just an idea for them, or maybe they've started and they're looking for motivation to continue. So let's sprinkle some encouragement. What would you say to those people?
I would say do not be afraid of failure. I think that's what helped me. When at one point I realized, I will fail no matter what. There will come a point in your journey that you will fail, but failure is not as for me, I don't look at it as negative. It's a learning. And so what will I learn about that? And then how can I improve? So yeah, so that's number one is don't be afraid of failure because some people get paralyzed by that. But when they get fearful, in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, they listed a lot of different fear of people that's stopping them from achieving what they wanted to do. And so, yes, so that's one thing when I decided that I'm not going to be afraid of failing, I actually was able to achieve more. And so I encourage the people, the listeners or the viewers to not be afraid of failure. And the second one is also do not be afraid of reaching out. Ask for help. Because for me, that's also have been a big what do you call that help, a big step in achieving what my goals are is just people helping along the way. It could be find a mentor, accountability partner, be a community. There's a lot of community now. Right now I'm a member of a school community for writers. I am a member of a Facebook group for writer because I want to get help from other people who are also successful in writing. And so, yeah, so those two, do not be afraid of failure and do not be afraid of reaching out, asking for help.
It's such good advice. And if you can do it, so can other people, right? This is you're our ambassador, you're our emblem of going after the things that you want. Who knows? It might take 15 years to see a blog become a book.
Yes.
But it can happen, especially with some help. So for those who want to follow you on your journey, where can they find you?
Okay, I have a blog, amauiblog.com, and the podcast is Maui Life with Shane, Perry, and Auntie Pineapple. But I'm also active on Instagram, and it's also called a Maui blog.
Okay,
And
so I'll be
sorry, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm also on YouTube, but it's a Visit, Live, Love Maui. So I talk a lot about Maui, and yeah.
Perfect. I'll be sure to put all those links in the description so it's easy for people to find that. And everybody be sure to check out those resources. And if you liked watching this video, if you liked this interview, be sure to like and subscribe on the video because there's so many inspirational interviews still to come. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Liza, for joining me and for sharing your wisdom and your thoughts with all of us about going after the things you want in life.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, everybody, you know what to do. Go out there, get inspiration, get donuts. Bye, everyone.